There we go. Hi.
Hello, love you, alright?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Did you get a haircut?
I cut my own hair the other day, cut it myself. Um,
You never.
well, I had my hair up in, like elastic bands, I put my hair up in them, and then I just thought I needed the back and sides cutting. I thought, well, I'll just cut round. I'll just cut, because they were all up, I thought I'll just cut round it, it'll be fine. So, it didn't work out that way. Obviously, there's a bit more to hairdressing than I anticipated, but it's alright, they don't look too bad, really, I don't think.
No, it's very Robert De Niro and Taxi Driver.
Well, yeah, well, I can see the similarities between me and Bobby in that film, yeah. Hey!
What's going on? Good to see you.
Yeah, very, very good. We've not spoken for a while, obviously.
Yeah,
I
I
had,
haven't
I had,
spoke to you
I
since
had a
before
lot of messages
Christmas.
saying of you and Lydia, like, because we've not done one for like 6 weeks, everyone was like saying,
Have we fallen out?
think we've fallen out, and
I
we've
know, I
not
get it.
really.
I get it as well, but what can
We
we
fall out
do
all the time, but not properly, forever.
when you get to have to be told off? Yeah. So what's been going on? Because obviously the last time that I had you on, it was obviously to announce your retirement.
Yeah,
So we haven't really had a catch up with kind of what's been going on since then. But I know you've been busy. I know you've been doing all your obviously media stuff never
yeah.
stops for you. You're very popular. And then obviously the news that you've taken on all these new guys and you're gonna give the kind of coaching role your main focus, I suppose.
Well, what happened is obviously I retired and then did soccer AM. Did the
Oh yes, I
did the
spoke. That's the last time I spoke to you. I watched you on Soccer
we
AM.
did the soccer AM. We did the did something for JD Sports. Did a documentary for Sky. So I've done quite a lot of media stuff, which was good. And I was really busy. And obviously Christmas, and now we're in tier four, so not been doing much. Only one of my fighters is a professional fighter. Um, one of my amateur fighters actually lives with me, so them two I can train, But the rest is a case of having to wait for the tier rules or whatever it is to change. So
Yeah.
I'm half busy. Depends what day you catch me on. Some days I'm too busy to even talk, and then the next day I sleep all day. So it just depends on what day it is. I'm either the busiest man in the world or there's nothing at all going off. So it just depends.
So let's obviously talk about the TV stuff before we go into detail on the box and stuff.
Yeah,
Because I know that, when you did announce your retirement, a lot of I know certainly when after I done the interview with you, a lot of people messaged me being like, I really hope he doesn't go away. I really hope he does more stuff in TV and that he like that we because I think it's your character as well, you know what I mean, that people are they enjoy the White Rhino. They want to
yeah,
see you more on their TV. So does that look like we're going to go in that direction? Because that's a massive opportunity, Soccer AM, right?
yeah. I mean, I did soccer and I did the JD thing, and I did the Eurosport punch on Eurosport. So that's three different kind of roles and three different kind of things that I did, working for three different platforms as well. So obviously the dream would be to work for Sky Sports as a pundit. You know what I mean? But I'm a two times Commonwealth title challenger. Didn't even win the Commonwealth title. I'm a challenger. At the fights I've boxed every time when I boxed Webb, Nebo, Bracamonte, Brown, Price, and Darge. I was announced as the former two-time Commonwealth title challenger. You know what I mean? Like, why do that? Why do that? Why not just ignore that? So, will I get a role on Sky because of that? It makes it difficult because obviously I weren't a former world champion. I think
Yeah.
I think I'd be better than all the ones that do it now
Hmm.
because I'm very good at boxing as them, but there's nobody better at talking than me in the world, you know. But whether my achievements, well, no, I weren't as good a fighter as them, and I'm very honest and very abrupt, and maybe that'll put a pay to it as well. But I did
Do you
think of
think
your
do you think
sport.
you need to have that background?
I think it definitely helps. I think how many pundits on TV now that weren't former world champions? I can't think of any.
Yeah,
Um,
but I mean, you're incredibly knowledgeable about the sport. That's one
yeah,
thing that no
yeah,
one
of
could ever
course
deny.
that's one thing, but I think it helps. I would love to do it, but whether it'll happen or not, I don't know. But I'm not going to kiss anybody's ass to do it. If they don't want me to do it, I don't. If no one gets mentioned, I don't lose any sleep over it. But
Hmm.
I don't know. I've got a few. I do all sorts now. I did the DAZN advertisements. I'm working with Boo Hoo Man. That's coming up soon. Yeah.
Ooh,
So
you and Callum Smith with their new deals.
yeah, again,
Incredible.
all sorts going off. And when I was a younger man, money and that never bothered me. As I get older, I've got the kids that I train. I hope I have
Hmm.
my own kids one day, not too far away, I hope. So yeah, I'm doing all sorts of little things and that, and I feel when I was an actual professional boxer, money came so easy. I was making, I'm not gonna obviously back into my career, you're making easy six figures, and it was like it was from a kid who had nothing growing up to that kind of money. It was like this is easy,
Yeah.
you know. But now it's like them days are over. Them
Mm-hmm.
days are done. I'm never going to see that kind of money again, whatever job I got. So
Is
I'm
that a
plus,
dangerous aspect of boxing in that you can just
yeah,
like that make so
yeah.
much money overnight?
Well, if for a fellow like me, yeah, from a council I was brought up with nothing, with a gambling problem on top of that, to then be handed it, to be clearing over 100 grand for a fight, it's a scary thing, you know.
Yeah.
And even when I was making money, not as much money as that early in my career, it was like fucking hell. 5-10 grand for me was like £1 billion.
Mm.
And it was dangerous, and it's a very hard. And I think a lot of fighters, me included, I needed help with it. Until my sister got involved, I didn't know anything. I was just spending it on my friends who was at the brothel most nights. I was paying for everyone to get in, was all at it. Do you know what I mean? It was a mad thing. You can go through money doing anything, doing that kind of mad shit. Let me tell you. So I was spending a grand a night in Sheffield at Para, just fucking we were all in there. And so I could have done with some help looking after my money, because them friends are still around, yeah. But they ain't
Yeah.
making they're not making that kind of money to pay me back. So yeah. But
Well, someone needs to
yeah,
pay you back. But this is
fighters need help definitely with the finance,
well,
looking after
this
the
is
money.
what I was about to ask. I was like, because obviously, like, there is a thing with new fighters, like, oh, they have to get a manager, they have to have a big promoter, there has to be all these different people on the roster working for them. And while that is
It's a load
probably
of
very
bollocks.
well, while it's probably essential if you're at a certain stage in your career, but starting out, I imagine, like you say, it's a load of
Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing, right?
yeah,
I've got three professional fighters. Two are manager and one are train and manager.
yeah,
And I said to him, I said, look, a good manager, yeah, will manage you, yeah. They'll be your dad, yeah. They'll be your
hmm
brother. They'll be your best friend. They'll look after your financial. They should do all them things. A manager should do all them things. A few of my managers, yeah, answered the phone and said, yeah, David will fight him for that amount of money. But that was the job done.
yeah,
I believe me as a manager, yeah, I'm your manager. I answer the phone and say, yeah, you'll fight him or you won't fight him. And if you get offered 50 grand for a fight, yeah, but if that fight's not the fight that you need, you ain't doing it. I don't care if I'm getting 10% of it or not. You ain't doing it, because that's how it is. Because I've been there and done it and seen it. I've been there. I've been ripped off. Um, I've been lied to. I've been all that stuff as a boxer, as most boxers will be. So I'll be a great manager because I will care for them as well. So there's so many different roles involved, and looking after them finances is another role. Two of the fighters that I manage, they're in the late 20s. They know what they're doing. They've got a family, whatever else. The other kid that I manage, he's only a young kid. He's 20, he's 23 now. And it's a case of like, you know what, when you get your money, yeah, what we'll do is this. You have half your purse, the other half you ain't having that yet. You can have that in 3 or 4 years' time when you're done. You got an house there, done, sorted, go, fuck off, don't want to see you
hmm
again. We did great, go away. One of them. That's how it is. That's how I will manage fighters. Because that's how that with Danny as well. I'll do the same with Danny. That's how you've got to do it. And I wish someone did that to me, because I'd be in such a better position. I'm not in a bad position, but I'd be in a much better position now if I had someone
hmm
that did that for me. So I can only learn from my mistakes. And a lot of people say, why do you think you'll be a great trainer or manager? Because you never trained properly, you never did this properly, you never did that properly. And I say, yeah, that's exactly that'd be great. I know exactly what not to do. I
yeah.
might not know what to do, yeah, but I know exactly what not to do. So that's why.
Yeah, but like not everyone's like there'll be like people listen to this now that are starting out going, oh great, fantastic, this is great news, but
Yeah,
I'm not going to get the opportunity to work with David Allen.
yeah.
So what advice do you have for people who like maybe aren't the most business savvy and that are starting out in their careers and
But
don't
I
have
wasn't business savvy.
someone
I
like you
wasn't.
there?
Yeah, I wasn't business savvy at all. I made a lot of mistakes. I was underpaid for a lot of fights, and I don't hold that against anybody. Like, I'm not saying that going, "Oh, Eddie didn't pay me this for this."
Yeah.
My own fault. I wasn't educated on the business. I wasn't educated. I didn't care. I didn't know the
Say,
value of
what
money.
could you have done differently?
I could have
As
got a better.
in
I could have got a better manager.
negotiated better.
Well, you know what? Mick Marsden was my manager at the time. Me and Mick Marsden are great friends and great friends now. But he should have
hmm
done better. He should have done better. I should have gone with that. I should have signed for MTK 3 or 4 years before I did. To be honest. Do you know what I mean?
hmm
I
Yeah.
should have gone with Darren Barker 3 or 4 years earlier, or Jamie Moore 3 or 4 years earlier. And this ain't me being negative or pulling anyone down. These are just the facts. And like Danny Morrell, I was the one who said, Danny, go to Dominic Ingle because that's where you need to go. Yeah, even though I was training him, Dom knows the game inside out. He's had much more experience than me. I can sit and say, well, I do this better than Dom. I might do that better than Dom. But overall, yeah, he's been there, done it, and seen it. And Danny's better with him. So as much as it hurt me, I said, Danny, you're going to have to go to Dom's, mate, and train there if he'll have you. Dom said, yeah, he can come. I said, Danny, hopefully MTK will let me work with you as well, managing side, which they did, luckily. But if not, it was a case of, you know what, I put probably 50 grand into the kid, put 2 or 3 years of my time into him, but it was like, look, you're going to have to go and leave, and it's for the best for you. So that's what happened with Danny as well. So there's too many people in boxing, yeah, that don't see fighters as fighters or the friends or whatever else. As him as just a bit of money. And that's what's wrong with the game. And I think I was seen as that to quite a lot of people as well. So I'm not perfect, you know what I mean? I'm not very nice sometimes to some people, but I'm fair, and everyone's got to live their lives the best that they can live it, and that don't mean me holding someone back for a few quid. I'm not asked about doing that.
Does the kind of maybe the mistakes that you made in the past with your career, or things that you should have done or shouldn't have done, does it play on your mind now, or are you able to let it go?
Yeah, I'm not bothered. What being has been, I'm so lucky that I had the career I had.
Yeah.
The career I had with the way I lived, I should never have had that career. I could have easily been a top 10, 15 man in the world if I had trained properly, because I was a top 15 man once when I never even trained. So, yeah, of course I could have gone further. But I always say, look at the attributes: power, speed, strength, yeah? I had a lot of them. I had some of them in abundance. I had some of them anyway. I was a decent fighter. But what I didn't have was the attribute of getting out of bed every morning and going to run. I was in the gym maybe once or twice a week for most of my career. I didn't have that attribute. I wasn't hungry. I didn't have it in me. That's an attribute you need, the same as you need speed or power. I didn't have that attribute that I needed. So I weren't born with it. So I don't regret nothing. But the same way I can see, I could have gone further with a better trainer, manager, or better whatever else. I can see that now, like with Danny. I said, Danny, look, off you go. You know, the kids I manage, I think I'd be a great manager. As far as the training goes, I think in 5, 10 years' time with more experience, you know, hopefully when everything back's normal, I'll go up to Dom, pick Dom's brain, you know, in terms of food, the strength conditioning. I can't do that. So the other kid I trained, Declan, his strength conditioning, his nutrition's been sorted by somebody else, nothing to do with me, because I don't know what I'm doing. You know, it'd be very selfish. I know a lot of coaches out there are selfish. That's the word for them, selfish. They hold on to fighters, and it's selfish.
What do you mean hold on to fire? For someone that's watching that doesn't understand what you mean by that, break it down.
Certain trainers can only take certain fighters so far, and they've got the knowledge needed to take them to the next level. You know, there's a lot of them.
So what? Because I mean, we saw it probably most recently and most commonly. We saw it with Tunde and
Anthony Yard.
Anthony Yards. Thank you. So I mean that is still a very topical conversation online, where a lot of people are saying that he needs to leave his trainers and he needs to reevaluate his career. But I imagine for someone when you're in that position and you're loyal to someone, it must be very hard to be able to listen to outside opinions and to make the right decisions for yourself. So how do you, I'm not talking about him in particular, but if you're in that situation, how do you navigate it?
Well, I was in that situation because Adam Booth and me spoke after the Brackmonte fight. Adam Booth was like, look, come down to the gym, and I had like a bit of a trial with Adam, basically.
Yeah.
I was still being trained by Mick at the time. So I had a couple of days with Adam, and Adam was like, yeah, like Adam was gonna train me. But my loyalty was to Mick. So I stayed with Mick. And then 3 weeks into the Brown camp, I left and trained with Darren anyway. You know? And I look back now and I think, you know what? As great as it was with Darren at the time, I wish I'd have gone with Adam both. You know? So my career would have gone a different way altogether. I'd probably beat Brown. And then, you know, the prize fight, probably wouldn't have had the prize fight because Adam wouldn't have took that. So you look back and I just think, but looking back means I can look forward with a clearer mind and a smarter mind. So I don't mind the mistakes I made and the things I did, because I now look forward, and I think the people that I'm with now, I think, you know what, you're not going to make these mistakes because I've already made them, you know?
2 questions there. What do you think Adam Booth could have got out of you if you had gone with him originally? And why do you think he wouldn't have taken that David Price fight?
I think because he knew, I think he knew David Price was all wrong for me, you know? And he was. And a part of me, you know what, I think I could have beat David Price if I'd gone about it a different way, You know, I've been over that a million times. It is what he beat me.
Yeah.
He was the better man. He beat me, so that's fine. But I do wish I would have had a move at the time when I had the chance to, but I didn't. It's not a regret. I mean, I wish I would have done it, but I don't regret it. I don't regret anything because I did it. I did what I thought was right at the time. But like I said, all these mistakes, which I've made, many, many, many of them, all learning for this next part of my life now. My boxing career was great. Of course, it changed things, but I don't regret anything. So,
So
yeah,
obviously, you know, it is early days with the, you know, full-time coaching and dedicating
yeah.
yourself to it 100%. But do you sort of feel like in a kind of a way that like all your experiences, everything that's happened to date is all going to go towards you being the best coach that you can be, I imagine?
Well, I don't train. Superstars. I don't want them either. I don't want them. The world champion
Why is
comes.
that?
I don't want them because I don't. You know, a good trainer don't train. Take world champions from elsewhere and train them. I see people.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I thought you
Yeah.
meant you didn't want people who had the potential to be
No,
superstars.
of course. But the kids that I train, I took Danny on when he won 8 out of about 30 amateur bouts,
Yeah.
and now he's like everyone's saying what a great prospect he is. You know, I've got a kid who's had 1 amateur fight. I've had 3 that I've had no about. I've had 1 that's had 5, and I've had 1 that's turning pro after 23. We'll do something with them, and in 5 years' time, when they're all winning things and doing well, people say, "Yeah, David Allen knows what he's doing." But I've seen there's people out there take on world champions and stuff, and they've been called a great coach. But I mean, Nan could train half of them. That's not how you prove yourself in this game, I don't believe. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to do. That's how I want to do it. It's like when I go on Football Manager, yeah, you go on as the League Two side and you win the Champions League in 10 years' time. That's how you become a great coach. That's how you become a great football
David,
manager.
do you know that you were talking about Football Manager for the last year that I've been speaking to you, and I still have no idea what the hell it is?
Well, basically, what I'm saying is, yeah, if you want to be a great manager, you don't take over at Barcelona and take Messi and that and win things with them. You take
Okay.
over, yeah, at, at, I don't know, bloody Oldham Athletic, and you take them to the Champions League final. That's how you show yourself to be a great manager. So that's what I want to
Okay.
do. But I enjoy it more as well. I don't think I'd enjoy working with these big champions, you know, and taking because ego's involved. So I enjoy doing what I'm doing and seeing it from the beginning. You know, I don't do it for the money, so I'm not interested
Yeah.
in taking money off. And we do it. I go around the country at the amateur show, and I get enjoyment out of it. I'm not doing it to be a great coach. I'm doing it just to give these young lads a chance. And you know, if they win an area title one day, I'll be over the moon with it.
Absolutely. So it's exciting. Exciting times. It's
Yeah,
good. It's good to
boxing.
see
You
you
know what?
passionate
Boxing,
about something,
the
you know?
boxing, yeah, my boxing career, yeah, and my mental health problems and me trying to kill myself and all the rest of it, yeah, just took my ego away completely. I think I don't have any ego left.
Is that a good thing?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I
Do you
think
not think that we need a little bit of an ego sometimes?
you know what? When I was 18, 19, I was a cruel. I could be a cruel man. Me, I was cruel. I could be evil. I could be. I wasn't the same. I was a very different man to what you see today. Do you know what I mean? But
Mm.
slowly over time, the the boxing, you know, the way my life panned out. Thank you very much for putting that there, please. Thank you. Cheers. The way things panned out, it just took me ego away from me and made me a much better person. I wouldn't change it for the world.
You always talk about oh,
Dinner's arrived. Yeah, go on.
David, all that food can't be for you, is it?
Flores,
What? It's a
I'm going on.
Tuesday night.
I know I'm starving.
What did you get?
Just some wedges, chicken, 8 cookies, chicken wings, chicken pieces, chicken strippers, chicken poppers. It's all going on.
Okay. Do you need to go? Do you need to enjoy that?
No, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. But what I was saying to you is that you always, every time we talk about this in an interview, you always talk about, you know, being a certain person when you were younger. And like, you know, it's obviously really good for you to look back on that and to be aware of that.
Yeah.
But I think it's a natural thing. I think we all get to a certain stage in our life where we look back at the person we were, and hopefully we've progressed from that person.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
progressed. Well, I met her. I met a fantastic woman and I spent 7 years with her.
Yes.
And that changed me. You know, I think you tend to meet somebody. It's usually somebody that changes you.
Yes.
And she did. From the day I met her at 19, my life changed. I was a different man. And that was it. And obviously, when everything else on top of that, you know, the bad gambling problems, the suicide, trying to take my own life, self-harming, you know, losing many boxing matches, takes your ego away in the end. So, and in the end, what you end up with is this, what you see today.
Well, will we feed your ego a little bit? We'll have a look at some fan questions because there's loads. Yeah. I can see the numbers just jumping up as you're here. Have you got a hairband in your hair?
Yeah, it's all like gaff. I'm holding it all back.
Okay.
I'm still getting my phone charger, so I'm still here.
Okay. I'll have a look at him, so we'll have a look. Lots of comments. Okay, let's see. I'm going to try and get a good one. So, Liquid Vinyl Wraps has asked, Lydia, could you ask Dave what was the real reason for him retiring?
The real reason?
Yeah.
I just didn't want to box anymore. So
you were done.
You know what? I didn't want to fight anymore. I wasn't. I guess everyone gave me names and that. And like 4 or 5 years ago, do you want to box Lewis Ortiz? Yeah, no problem. Now it's like, do you want to box a fella who was 112, lost 5? Oh, not really, no. Did
the whole Chris Lovejoy thing just really, was that the kind of straw that broke the camel's back? Was that the sort of, you know, why am I doing this? Like, let's just move on to something else.
No, not really. No, the Chris Lovejoy is a fucking idiot, but that's by the by, you know.
Are you annoyed that he got a certain amount of publicity off of the back of all of that?
Yeah, he knew what he was doing, didn't he? But you know what, yeah? Let me tell you something. When I get my rough back, that's what it says.
Jesus. Take a moment.
Yeah, wait there, I'm back.
Okay.
I'll tell you what the thing that annoyed me about him, yeah?
Yeah.
He had no intention of fighting. However, I picked the biggest bum possible. He can't fight for toffee, and I knew that all along. So, you know what? Maybe in reality, it was like, maybe it was someone's way of saying, you know what, David, fuck you for trying to get the easy fight and all the rest of it, which is what I was doing. So maybe, you know what, bit me in the arse, and he made a show of me and he did whatever he did, but he's a fool anyway, so.
There we go. Okay. Robin Thin One has asked, Dave, can you cook?
I won Future Chef 2007 at school.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I actually did, yeah. Gordon Ramsay follows me. I met him on a...
No way, really?
School trip, yeah.
What did you cook on your Future Champ thing in
Steak
school?
And potatoes. Other kids in the class voted. Like, it wasn't a real, like, the kids in the class voted, and obviously I was the biggest, so I won.
How old were you when this was going on?
15.
And you made steak and chips?
Steak and chips, yeah.
Oh, very cool.
True, that's a true story. That's a true story.
Yeah, I believe you. As has asked, could you please ask Dave if he is still going to buy himself a farm, or has that dream changed?
Well, when David Price beat me, the farm did detached house, it all went out the window. But no, you know what? The dream is the dream's always been the same. Get married, have kids.
Yep.
Nice, quiet life. It's nice to come home to a nice house, you know, with my wife, a few kids running about, you know, nice and happy. Don't really want much more than that, really, to be honest. That'd do me. That's
a very attainable dream.
I hope so.
Absolutely. Alex Elliott has asked, what is your favourite flavour of crisps?
I like what do you call them now? McCoy's cheese and onion, probably.
McCoy's cheese and onion. That's a good crisp.
Yeah,
that's a good sandwich crisp.
Yeah, well, you know what? I like, if I'm talking cheese and ham sandwiches on white bread cakes, I'm a Walker's cheese and onion man, but...
Sorry, say that again, Dave. That was very fast. What did you say?
Cheese and ham, yeah?
Yeah, cheese and ham.
On a white bread cake, maybe a bap. You might call it a
bread cake? A bap, I know what a bap is.
Yeah.
Roll, yeah.
With Walker's cheese and onion, yeah. I don't like salt and vinegar. Don't mind prawn cocktail.
Ugh! Prawn cocktail? No.
I used to eat prawn cocktail at Christmas. I've not seen a woman for a long time.
What?
Yeah.
All I got there was prawn cocktail crisps and boxing a woman. What?
Let's move on to the next one. Next question,
okay.
Please.
Okay, perfect.
I get to tell you that.
Okay, this is not for now. Uh, there is lots of questions that have come in about one Alan Babic, who I had on the show the other night. And obviously, during our interview, he did speak about how he is disappointed that he didn't get the opportunity to fight you before you retired.
Yeah.
A lot of people asking about, did he leave a question on your Q&A or something?
Yeah, same. When you come back, you can find me. But
So a lot of people saying, will you be back? Is this,
yeah,
can this happen?
I like it. I like Alan Babic. Me, I like. I think he's all right. I like watching him. I think he's probably a nice fella as well. You know.
Yeah.
Um, but I've got no plans to come back. If I'm going to come back, Alan Babic is not like I'm not excited about boxing Alan Babic. You know.
Let's just, for purely the entertainment of this live,
Yeah.
just let's say you're coming back this year. You're
Yeah.
not. It's
Yeah.
total fantasy.
Yeah.
Don't nobody screenshot this and like clip it away. But total fantasy, 3 names that you would fight this year if you were going to come back.
Well, I mean, obviously Joshua Fury and Wilder.
Oh,
You know
well,
what I mean?
realistic fights. Come on.
Well, yeah, I guess people would like to see the Babic fight,
Yeah.
and I think Alan Babic. He's I don't think he would have lived with me. If me from the Brown fight, he wouldn't have lived with me. I was too big for him.
Yeah.
Um, I look at who he's beat: Tom Little, Niall Kennedy. I'm not saying the good solid fighters, but when I watched Lucas Brown, probably the best I've been. I'm a very strong man. I punch a bit, and I'm a very hard man as well. I'm not saying I was world class, but I'd have fucking beat him, no problem at all. And that's talking about with it. I'm not saying that he's not good. I'm not a fan of him, but just too big for him. I would have beat him. And I think, you know what, in a few years' time, yeah.
Yeah.
And when I said to James Moore, the training I've done for certain fights, and James Moore down in Barker, all of them, he could be one of the best heavyweights in the world. On a going day, yeah, I was a very, very good fighter. And I think in a few years' time, people will watch certain fights back and say, you know what, he weren't bad actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have, Alan Babic, yeah, if I do come back, he'd be one of the first to get it, because I'd eat him for fucking breakfast, to be honest. And that's the top and bottom of it. But I don't like talking about it because the kind of man I am, if someone I don't like, you know what I mean? I prefer just to leave it alone now. I'm happy not boxing. I'm happy not fighting. I'm happy not, you know what I mean? I'm very chilled that character anyway. But when someone says to me, "Could you beat him?" I think, yeah, fucking beat him. When someone I would beat, I think, yeah, fucking beat him. You fucking know I wouldn't know. Obviously, you say, would you beat Anthony Joshua? It's like, well, no, I wouldn't know. But someone I can beat, it's like, yeah, fucking goes to fucking beat him. What about?
But listen, does it annoy you that like people like Babbage are like, sending questions into your Instagram Q&A, being like, when you're coming back, when you're back, I'll be ready, and different things like that?
No, no, no.
Like, would you prefer to be just left alone?
I think Alan Babic. I think what he's doing is great. He's got for a Croatian man in England. The following he's got, fantastic. I'm really happy for him. How everything's working out. He's doing great. Everyone's a big fan of him. It's amazing. But I'm not coming back for Alan Babic because for me to come back, yeah, Eddie's gonna have to pay me that Dubois money. Do you know what I mean? And you ain't gonna get that from the Babic fight. So,
No.
and the only reason I come back for really is the money on a British title fight. The phone rang tomorrow says you can box Robbie Wardley for the British title. Be in the gym. You want to come back for anyone for 300 grand, 400 grand? Yeah, I'm in the gym tomorrow. Do you want to fight Alan Babic for 25, 30 grand? Do I fuck? Do you know what I mean? And that's where we're at. That's how it is.
Is that Fabio Wardley fight? But that's attainable, surely not.
Well, you know what? If the phone ever rings, because look, you get a win, you can fight Fabio Wardley or anyone. Not he was the first name that came to mind for the British title. Then yeah, probably think, yeah, you know what? I'll come back. Or for X amount of money to buy a farm, yeah, I'll come back. If not, I ain't. Then you'll never see me box again. I've got no plans to box again. But obviously, certain things get you back in the ring. Of course, certain amounts of money or certain fights, yeah, of course, you can get back in the ring. And nothing against Alan Babic, but he ain't the man to entice me back to boxing. But I hope he does really well. And the Molina fight, if it happens, is a great fight.
Well, before we move off Babbage, just your comments on, because I know the Molina fight is up there, but also David Price has been
Molina's
mentioned.
shot to pieces, yeah. Molina's shot to pieces. Completely finished. Babic, would he beat him? I'm not sure. Molina was a good fight, and he's still good now, even though he's shot. He still takes some beating. for Babic, because Babic is not really boxed above English level yet, so it's a big step up, even though Molina, I think, is done. David Price, I don't want to see Price box again. He's not boxed for nearly 2 years by the time the fight would happen. Don't need it. Leave it alone. So, yeah. I hope Alan does well. Like, I'm not a fan of him. I just think I would have beat him. And that's top and bottom of that.
Great stuff. Before we go back to the questions, also, a few people had comments. Do you have any comments about Tom Little retiring? Because obviously, since we last spoke to you, Tom Little has retired.
I messaged him when he retired, and I said, "You know what, mate?" I said, "Well done, congratulations on your career. You boxed everybody, didn't beat everybody, neither did I. You know, you got with everyone. You had a go, had a good go of it, had some success out of it. So, I said, well done, mate. Congrats on your career." So, there was never any hard feelings. I never met him. And I never said anything about him. Yeah, I couldn't be asked. It was never really going to be a fight anyway for me. And people used to say, "Oh, Dave, you can't think like that." But it was like, it was what it was. It was never really going to happen, to be honest.
Is it hard though, even, with retirement, when you make the decision to retire, it's the right thing. Even now, it's the right thing. Is it still hard? Is it still a hard thing to process?
Not really, no.
Good.
You know me though. Everything's black and white to me.
Yeah.
When I retired, I properly retired, I said to Ed, "I'm done." When I said to my old man, "I'm done. I'm done." If I don't see someone for 2 weeks, they're dead to me. That's how I am. That's just me. I'm very black and white. If I don't see someone for 2 weeks, if I never see you again, what difference it make?
Well, can you remember the night you told me before it got announced that you told me that you were going to retire, and you said, "I'm just after getting off the phone with Eddie Hearn."
Yeah.
And that's it. And I don't know if you can remember, but I said to you, that's such a big decision. Sleep on it. Like, wait and see. Within 10 minutes, I knew that you were 100%. Like, this is the decision I made. That's it.
Yeah, once I say something is done, it's done. I've retired a few times before. It's like, I've retired. This time I was done. I said, "I'm done." That's it. I don't think you'll see me box ever again. Obviously, a few things I would be able to turn down. Certain amounts of money, ridiculous money. Yeah, I'll come back.
What happened with that thing in Africa?
Well, I can't go into too much detail about it, but I don't think it's a goer.
Okay. Well, don't talk about it if you can't.
I'm not.
Okay. Okay, let me have a little look at the there is a question here from Mark Marion, and he's asked, "Dave, you done a good job with that hair. Would you ever consider becoming a barber?"
It's not, honestly, look at that. It's terrible. But
it's not bad. Why didn't you get one of the lads to do it for you? Instead of doing it yourself.
We're in bloody lockdown, aren't we? But
yeah, but fair enough.
I don't want to do 9 to 5. I don't want to do it. I'm not really cut out for it, And I like to nap between 2 and 4. And I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all right with if I'm ever skint, I'm not really bothered. I'd rather be skint and still get to nap between 2 and 4 than work 9 to 5, because the people who say to me, "You box, you brave, you this and that," I just look at them and say, "You do 9 to 5, 5 days a week. I'm not fucking brave. You are doing that every day." People want to idolize drug dealers and idolize gangsters and idolize all the rest of it. I idolize the man that does 9 to 5 and goes back to his wife and kids every night and fucking puts dinner on and stuff like that. That's a brave, hard man. Because I couldn't do that kind of graft. Yeah, I'd get punched in the face all day, but I can go to work 40 hours a week and come home and do all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean?
Telling you, I know exactly what you mean. Right. There's a question here, and it's from Mehmet23, and they've asked, "Would you rather train a heavyweight or a small fighter?" Do you have a preference?
No, not really. I just train whatever I train. Train 3 southpaws, 3 southpaw, 3 orthodox. None of them are bigger than a middleweight, but...
What would you say is your best asset as a coach?
I'm patient. I'm very patient.
Are you really? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good quality. That's a good quality to have.
Being a good trainer, right? Training ain't rocket science, in my opinion. It's really not rocket science. It's not hard to do. If you've got a very good kid, yeah, and you're getting really fit, you spars good fighters, boom, done. Job done. Like it says, Tyson Fury comes to me tomorrow, yeah, you're getting really fit, spar good fighters, you're still going to be probably every heavyweight on the planet.
Yeah.
Getting a kid from scratch and making them good, that's where you test yourself. That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to do. I'm not interested in taking on champions that have already done it. The kids that I've got now, you know, I want to see them win amateur bouts. I want to see them win a national amateur title. I want to see them turn pro, win an area title, and go beyond. Then I can sit back myself then and have an ego boost, get some ego back, and say, yeah, good training. I did well from the start, you know. But they've got to have natural talent. All the kids out there have got natural talent. You've got natural talent. I'm not interested in you. As horrible as that sounds. Come to the gym when everything's back to normal, yeah. Take on the pads, do some body sparring, yeah. That's great. Come down. You've got no natural talent. Don't matter. Freddie Roach, yeah. Dominic Ingle, Manny Stewart. Get them all in a room, yeah. The greatest trainers of all time. Get them all in a room. You got a kid with no talent. You can't make fucking Sunday dinner out of fucking shit, can you?
True.
That's what I'm saying.
How long do you think it takes you to spot the natural talents?
30 seconds.
What is it that you see? Can you describe it?
I've been around boxing a long time.
Yeah.
When you say a good kid, you know what a good kid is, but the ones who know the boxing can tell you why as well. You know, can tell you why. I can see a kid there in 10 seconds and say, well, he moves well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You can see him body sparring me. You can say, well, he's very physically strong. You can pick these little things up. So I've got six. Well, the three main kids I've got, yeah.
Yeah.
They're all super talented. They've all got attributes, I should say. Then it's a case of showing them the basic footwork, showing them the basic punches, showing them how to make a miss a punch. Brendan Ingle said to me, you can make a jab miss 12 different ways. You can make every punch miss in every certain different ways. You can do all the rest of it. So you show them all the basics, yeah? Then they've got a spar. Then you see, then if they're tough enough and strong enough and quick enough and all the rest of it, you can teach them a little bit. Then the fit. Then the box competitively, get the experience. Then we'll see where the land lies in 18 months' time. It takes a lot of patience, you know?
I'm telling you. Very good. There's a question here from Shauna Leanan, I think it is. And she's asked, what is the biggest misconception about David Allen?
That I'm not intelligent. That I'm not intelligent, I think.
Do people think you're not intelligent?
A lot of people think I'm stupid, you know.
You're not at all.
But I think a lot of that's my own fault. Another thing Brendan used to say to me was you have to play the fool to catch the wise sometimes.
It's a good one.
And I probably overdid that a lot when I was younger. A lot of people think I'm not intelligent. But
you're very intelligent. You're probably one of the, you know, so much information about like so many different things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you know what the thing is,
like stuff that I would try and catch you out with, like you don't know about that. You'd be like, oh no, I know that this is XYZ. And I'm like, how do you even know that?
There's different kinds. There's intelligence, there's common sense, there's education, there's being educated, there's intelligence, there's common sense, there's street smarts. And I made a conscious effort when I was younger to be book smart, to be educated. Didn't do great at school, but I made sure that I knew everything about everything. I wanted to know everything. Yeah. Every conversation as I got older, I wanted to be involved in. I want to know about politics. I want to know about music in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I want to be able to speak to my grandma about the 40s and 50s. So I made a conscious effort to be educated and book smart. And then the way my life was, I've not been a gangster or anything, but I'm street smart. I've always been around people from a different walk of life than I was brought up in. And then on top of that, I've got common sense, which you can't be born, which you're born with or you're not. Yeah. So I made a conscious effort to try and be street smart, to try and be book smart, and I was blessed to have a bit of common sense. So I'm actually very, very intelligent man. Actually, yeah. You
are indeed. Can I ask you before we move on to our final question? What did Betty tell you, your nana, about the 40s and the 50s? What kind of conversations would you have about back then? That's interesting.
I always go to my nan's and my granddad, and I just pick the brain about all sorts. I just want to know everything. They've been on this earth. When I was born, my nan would be 60, my granddad would be 62, and the experience that you can have in that amount of time, you know. Yeah. I've been about a bit, and I'm 28, so they've seen everything, you know. They've lived through so many different eras, and things have changed, and you know how they live. They live through the Second World War, both of them. Yeah.
Wow.
I've asked them all sorts about that. Asked them what it was like growing up, different times, do outside bathrooms, fucking freezing in the winter, global warming. Global warming is a
Yeah.
thing because when they were kids, the winters were winters and the summers were summers, and now it's like the winters sometimes are very summery. And
Yeah.
so I ask me the questions all the time. I want to know everything about everything. Ask me all man everything about everything. I ask everyone everything. And when I went to see Danny the other week at the gym, I went and I was stood with Dom. I was like, Dom, what's this? Yeah, Dom, what do you think? And that's because I want to be a good boxing trainer. And some
Mhm.
days I'll go and ask someone who does something else. I want to know everything about everything because one day you'll be in a situation, yeah, you don't know what situation that's going to be. You might be in a bit of an airy situation, but you might need to know something about something like get you out of trouble.
That's a very good way of looking at it, David Allen. Final question. It's kind of a general one because loads of people were sending in questions about it again. But the people want to know more about David Allen Sr.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is going on? Lots of people are asking, they're commenting saying that they watched your videos with him over Christmas, but will he be involved in your kind of coaching career? Will he be down at the gym? What is the plan for David Allen Sr.? Will he make a comeback?
He was involved a bit training the lads, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was doing something with his documentary with Sky. Then he started kicking off at me, so I
Why?
kicked him out. He went allowed in the gym for 3 weeks. That's me and my dad all over that. When I was growing up, my dad was an hard man. My childhood was hard with him because he obviously I said we spoke about it. He said, look, he didn't want me talking about things that happened when I was a kid. Things weren't great when I was a kid, but
Yeah.
but I struggle with him sometimes because I remember, being a kid and it wasn't easy. So we don't get on great, to be honest. When we get on well, we get on like an house on fire, have a right laugh. But it's not always easy. I don't find it easy to get along with him sometimes. But he's my old man, so I love him because he's my dad. But he's a bona fide lunatic, like. You look at John Fury, you look at Chris Eubank Senior, you look at all these, fighters. My dad's as fucking eccentric and as mad as all of them. Trust me, I used to all the time. Last fight he had, proper fight, he was 57. I went round to the house. I said, "What have you been doing?" He's black and blue, bumps all over his head. I said, "What have you been doing?" I've been fighting in car park at pub. I said, "Who with?" I said, "This fella that I knew." My mum worked for the fella. I said, "It's about 30. He went, "Yeah, I know." I said, "What? So what happened?" He went, "Well, basically, I was wearing him down with the jab." And I said, "What do you mean you were wearing him down with the jab?" He said, "I was wearing him down with the jab. I hit him in the body and that." I said, "What? You were boxing?" He said, "No, we were bare knuckle." He said, "He took me down early on. I was a bit tired. I got up and I started working jab in the body." I said, "You're winding me up, surely?" He said, "No." He said, "You were going, and the fucking police came." That's the kind of man you're dealing with. All my childhood, he was fucking scrapping somebody. He's a character, you know what I mean? But it's one of them. He'll be about like he's my old man, but he'll be about for a bit, then we'll fall out. Then he'll be back. It's one of them. It's always been all my life. It's been the same. We get along, then we don't. But now I'm a grown man. I don't have to live with him. It's fine.
Good stuff. Good to hear. Well, I will let you go enjoy your dinner,
Thank you.
your stack of dominoes. Good to chat to you. Good to see
Always.
everything's going well and loads going on and stuff. That's really exciting. So fair play to you.
Yeah, thanks, Lydia. Thanks for that.
No problem, David.
Nice to be back on Dave Connect TV. It's always nice to be back on my own channel.
Well, I'll tell you what, they annoy me so much, these people. Well, they
Where's
don't
Kalu?
annoy me.
Get Kalu on? Get Kalu
Where's
on. Sing
Khalil?
us out. He'll sing us out. Don't need to sing us out.
I'd love you to sing us out.
What do you want me to sing?
Would you sing Last Request? Would you do it? For old
Do
time's
you want
sake,
me to?
would you do it? Yeah, I'd love you to.
You hum the tune and I'll sing the song.
Okay, can we set the scene? So during, it actually wasn't that long ago, was it? How long ago
I
was it?
think about
Before Christmas?
November, December, I think.
November-ish. Dave started this incredible live
Talent show.
which, by the way, everyone copies. You started doing
Is
this.
that right or not? Everyone
It's
copies it, isn't
so
it?
right. You started doing it, and then next minute, loads of different people started doing it that follow you. And I was like, they're just doing that because Dave done it. But um, Dave done it one night, and then I came on, and then Dave set up for this guy called Kalu
Yeah.
Music, who had this incredible voice, to then come on and to sing me out.
Great,
And
wasn't it?
sang Last Request, Paolo Nutini. Like, I am a fan, but now I'm a super fan because it was a brilliant version and it was really good. So now, in memory of those lives during lockdown 2.0, David Allen, David Allen is now going to sing out Fight Connect TV's audience with his own rendition of Last Request.
All right, ready? Hum it then.
What do I need to do?
Go.
Okay. Oh, see, I can't do it without laughing, and I don't want to put you off.
Well, if you're not, you can't. I can't sing it. So
Okay,
anyway,
right. We'll
great
kind of.
back on TV. I'm really glad to be back on. It's great back on.
Okay, right.
The greatest Instagram interview channel in the country, right, and Ireland as well. Right. Goodbye. Much love.
Okay.
Bye, everyone. Goodbye.